fuck, you know? See, man, them man not take on work, you know? Look how much bumbo clad Chinese. Me not see no black man there to work, brother. Look here. Look how much Chinese I work. I don't get fucked.
I don't know how difficult it is for you, but I actually can focus on more than one thing at the same time. I can express my concern for what these black capitalists are doing in the country in which I live, and I can also focus on what is happening with a so-called Chinese takeover in Jamaica. I can focus on those two things at the same time. With that being said, from the discourse that I've seen online, not a lot of Jamaicans are focused on this so-called Chinese takeover. Sure, people whisper, but whenever I speak or when other creators speak out and say, we should have some grace for Haitian refugees who are seeking asylum in Jamaica, and we should have some grace for people who are suffering in Jamaica, and we should be careful of how we are allowing foreign capitalists to come and take over certain industries. It's the same Jamaicans at home who are attacking us. It's the same Jamaicans at home who are telling us to mind our business. I also believe that there are bigger issues at play. And one of those issues is the way in which Jamaicans, especially those at home, have been conditioned that certain things are the way they are and should stay the way they are. It's the way how Jamaicans at home have been conditioned to believe that certain people belong in certain tier, and that is why I have seen a surprising number of people to me who are very unconcerned and very supportive of this takeover that you speak of, which is why I'm leaving it alone. I thought about making a video about it, but I'm leaving it alone because the last time I spoke up on here about how certain people were basically trivializing our black culture and trying to whitewash our culture on this here platform, it was Jamaicans, many black Jamaicans who came to their defense against me. So I have learned my lesson, and I'm going to leave you all to deal with that takeover. While I can, acknowledge that there are certain things that I am uncomfortable with, for the most part, I'm going to leave the Jamaicans to figure this one out.
The Chinese built a road from Kingston, one side of the island, to the other side of the island. And in exchange for the roads that they built, the Jamaican government, unless this has changed since then, gave the Chinese total control over the toll money that will be made by people using the Northwest or East-West Highway. Why would you give a foreign power complete monetary control of the tolls on this road that half of Jamaica gonna be using? You're talking millions of dollars of revenue you're giving to the yellow man just because he built the road.
The shadow of nuclearization falls across Jamaica's shores. But in business suits bearing infrastructure contracts and promises of prosperity, what we are witnessing is not just foreign investment. These are strategic economic invasion by Chinese state interests executed with such clinical precision that many Jamaicans remain blind to the circles being forged around sovereignty and future. Jamaica is a nation of over 25 black people, yet the control of land, industry, and capital remains concentrated in the hands of a narrow, mostly non-black minority. We call it what it is: economic apartheid, a hierarchy that pins the majority to the bottom, even decades after so-called independence. Now, this inequality deepens not by accident, but through design. A new force enters the game: Chinese business interests, quietly embedding themselves into the fabric of Jamaica nation. In 2024 alone, over 1,300 young black and Jamaican men were lost to violence. At the same time, more than 20,000 skilled Jamaicans left the island searching for opportunity abroad. While the Hammerfords are best and brightest, the Chinese population grows strategically silent. This demographic shift is not just economic, it is existential. A nation losing its youth while another quietly establishes a foothold. This isn't about the Chinese shopkeepers selling rice and flour.
Jamaicans out there. Why do Jamaicans take pride in Chinese building up the country other than taking pride in their own native or locals building up the country? Why do they praise other cultures other than praising their own culture for doing things? Why do Jamaica invest in so much outside culture than their own culture? Why do Jamaicans think that if they invest in outside culture, they're going to sustain the Jamaican culture? You're not going to sustain the Jamaican culture by investing in outside culture, because the outside people, they're going to want their own culture inside of Jamaica. This is why the Chinese are buying all of the land, they're building all the roads, and they're building all those businesses so they could get their cousins and their sisters and their brothers from China to come work at Jamaica so they could be able to take the money out there and leave Jamaica in a impoverished state. Y'all gotta think. And y'all not doing a lot of thinking, Jamaicans. And I'm just saying, wisen up before you lose the island.
And a them thing I me talk about, you know, brother. It's like me don't know what education do somehow, you know. Me don't know what education do. Cause imagine this brother here post a video of how Dr. Umar go to Jamaica and him get to talk to people in a high places, we explain to him say this is how the Chinese are take over Jamaica. Him talk about film observation, and this is what you are gonna say. It's like we love every race of people except the race of people who look like we. It's like we will put everybody and say, oh, the Hispanic them come to Jamaica, oh, them a hard worker, make them stay. But when the Asian them come, oh, send them back, them a will be a worker. You know, have to grow up, man, and the mentality is fucked up, brother. I don't even know if you're a black person or a white or Indian, because you don't even have a picture. But whatever race it is, let me tell you this, no Chinese person or no Chinese company or no the Chinese government don't get up out of them bed on one day and say, you know, say, we are going to go to Jamaica, go help out them people here. Never. Them see a way where them can profit or how them can benefit. But now I say Jamaica can benefit from some of the infrastructure, but them benefit majority. Them are the main benefactor all of these things. All of them highway, all of them hotel where them are built. This is not for we. Their intention is not to help us. Them intention will see how them can make money. That's how them about. And them get benefits more than where we benefit. Ever go on one Chinese work site yet and see when at lunchtime, you'd have swear say at Chinatown here, there, brother. Even when the ever see when the highway are built, all the thing the black people them get for do a dig up and do the hard manual labor while Chinese man them they na them operate the heavy equipment them. The government don't put no stipulation in place for when these Chinese come here, come to Jamaica. Them contract, they don't put any stipulation in place. So you can say, alright then, here we go on. Yeah, you can come build a hotel, but guess what? 75% of the labor force have to come from Jamaica. And we not talk about just the man them we are carry mortar and a mix and a swing bucket. We are talking about you have to set the workforce in a way where Jamaica and on every level. And after these hotels are built, you have to make stipulation for our people to get work in these luxury hotels. So I know why you come talk about how if you leave China alone and China do for Jamaica. China do for themselves. Every business venture with Chinese do in Jamaica is a money making venture. So I don't want to come talk about how Chinese do nothing for help nobody, no race of people. They do nothing specifically for help no black people. Full time now to grow up and understand that and stop living in the delusion. Where we not living at.